It's 10:28 p.m. and it is November 9th. No, hold on. It's November 9th, 2025, yo. Let me also reiterate. I moved on 2145 Canal Street back in the day in the fall of 2014 with my mom. We had got evicted from this place in Gateway Boulevard. By December 2014, my mom moved to Cape Coral, Florida. And I told her, I'm not moving with you no more. I'm going to stay where I'm at. I'm going to just pay the rent here. And I'll let the utilities, the Florida Power and Light bill, stay in your name. So I was getting emails whenever the bill was due, but I was letting it stay in my mom's name because I wanted to help her credit out because she had an eviction on her credit. It was this white guy named Henrik that owned those apartments over there, that owned those apartment units over there. 2145 Canal Street, apartment 3 was the one I stayed in. By December 2015 is when I moved to Cape Coral, Florida, because I got shot December 5th, 2015, and I moved to Cape Coral, Florida with my mom. And I stayed there all the way up until September 2016. I moved into my own apartment at the Park of Positano, September 2016. The whole time I lived on 2145 Canal Street, apartment 3, I never in my life let some gay man step foot in my apartment or some transgender step foot in my apartment. Never. You know what I'm saying? Never. Out of all the apartments and all the places that I lived at, you know, throughout my whole life, I never allowed some homosexual man to come in my place like I'm cool with some gay dude or something like that. No. So I believe I've been framed and lied on in the past. I had to make that clear right quick. So, I never had sex with the neighbors that I had over there around there, Stephanie Mimi and her. She had a roommate, and then this girl named Jerica was a caretaker working with some nurses, and then she was caretaking for this lady named Jessica. I never had sex with any of those ladies, you know what I'm saying? One night, this is like September or October 2015, I took this girl named Stephanie Mimi to Burger King. She said she wanted to get something to eat, and I actually bought her food, and I was sipping on a little cup of liquor when I took her to Burger King. When I pulled back up on 2145 Canal Street, this is, again, September or October 2015. I passed out. You know what I'm saying? I think something was put in my drink because this was around 10 p.m. when I went to sleep. And I woke up around 11 a.m. And it wasn't like I was shit-faced drunk. I had just poured up a drink and I was taking time. I took about 2 or 3 sips. You know what I'm saying? Little small sips. And I still passed out. So I think something was put into that cup that I had. You know what I'm saying? When I was dropping that girl Stephanie Mimi off. So look. I don't know what took place, but this was around September or October 2015. So if somebody tried to lie on me and frame me and sabotage me, most likely, you know what I'm saying? If there's some video footage going around of somebody doing something to me in my sleep in September or October 2015, I was drugged and I was raped in my sleep, yo. I'm gonna say again, September or October 2015, I was drugged and raped in my sleep. If there's a video or a statement going around or anything, that's what happened. Because I still remember that day like it was yesterday because I woke up and my keys was gone and I had to get an extra set of keys made. It was this white dude named Henrik. That was the landlord, and he basically changed the locks on my door after that. I remember all of this. I was paying Henrik, you know, monthly rent. You know what I'm saying? It was this white guy named Henrik that owned those units over there on 2145 Canal Street. So, again, by December 5th, 2015, I moved in with my mom in Cape Coral. You know what I'm saying? And I was on short-term disability from getting shot. I came back to Coca-Cola in like March or April 2016. And then by like May of 2016, I started working at Pepsi warehouse. And then by September 2016, I got in at the Park of Positano apartments. I got that apartment. That apartment was in my name. The utilities was in my name, all of that. I never in my life, the whole time I was at the Park of Positano apartments, let some gay man step foot in my apartment. Never. So my ex-girlfriend, Mona St. Clair, did something behind my back. She framed me. So I remember I had a blow-up mattress in the living room too. One day, this dude named Ryan that I was cool with hit me up, and he said he wanted to get dropped off in North Fort Myers. I picked him around some apartments. I think that was called Pine Manor or something like that. And I dropped him off in North Fort Myers. So driving down Cleveland Street, you got to drive across a bridge, and that bridge goes to Cape Coral also, but it also goes toward North Fort Myers. I dropped him off in North Fort Myers, came back down US 41 or Cleveland Street, saw some lady standing outside, pulled over, picked her up. She was a prostitute. I pulled over on 2145 Canal Street, and I'm like, yeah, let me hit that pussy, whatever. She feeling on me, I'm feeling on her. Then she said she don't got a pussy. I said, get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And I drove off after that. away from 2145 Canal Street. I wasn't even living over there anymore at that time. This was in 2000. This was either like December or November of 2016 or like January of 2017. But February 2017, I got a text message from somebody. I think it was a 248 area code, and they were saying, you're just gonna leave Detroit and leave everybody behind like that? And they spelled Detroit Detroy. So that told me right then and there that who's ever playing on my fucking phone is obviously not from Detroit, because Detroit is spelled Detroit, not Detroy. So whoever spelled Detroit like that, they basically spelled it exactly how it sounded like it's spelled. You know what I'm saying? So that told me right then and there that whoever's hacking on my phone and playing on my phone is somebody that's in Florida. And then they sent a picture, and me and my ex-girlfriend at the time, that was my girlfriend though, this is in February 2017, we both looking at the picture like, yo, it was some skinny dark-skinned lady that looked like a nigga. And I'm like, yo, that look like a nigga, right? And I'm talking to my ex-girl about that. So Mona knew Mona knew a bunch of foul shit that was happening in Fort Myers, yo. She knew. Like, I think she had her hand in a whole lot of that foul shit that was going on. She was basically trying to make me look fucked up to try to justify going behind my back and going and doing whatever she did with any nigga that she was talking to, whether it was one of them niggas at the reggae parties or some nigga that I had worked with doing something with some dude that I had worked with. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I was working at Pepsi, she was having an affair with a nigga that I worked with. So that's a long time ago though. So let me just go back to that night when I dropped off Ryan, and I dropped him off in North Fort Myers. That nigga was fucked up that night. He was fucked up. He was looking out the window like this, like that nigga mouth was just open, and he was like, kept going to sleep, and he kept waking up. He was fucked up. I don't know what he was on, but he was fucked up that night. He sent me a text like, throw your gun. And I looked at the phone like, that nigga fucked up. But I never forgot that. That night he was like, throw your gun. He sent me a text saying, throw your gun. And it brought back a memory of a video of this lady named Shantia on YouTube. I watched the video and she said your enemy threw their gun. Not only did they get caught, but they threw their gun. They got caught. And if it's some faggot ass nigga, dog, if it's some gay man, if it's some transgender running around Florida making up a lie about me, somebody let me know as soon as possible. Because for a long time, my phone been getting hacked, and I already had it made up in my mind that before I even got back to Florida, I already knew that it was some gay man somewhere that was going to make up a bold-faced lie about me, because that happened at the Regal Tower Apartments in Southfield when I got off the plane June 10, 2025 at my Auntie Mary Smith apartment unit at the Regal Tower Apartments. That happened as soon as I got back to Michigan. That was happening in Detroit. That was happening in California. That was happening in South Carolina. So why wouldn't it happen as soon as I come around when I got on the flight on the 1st of October 2025 and came to Florida? So I already knew that it was some gay man walking around. So with all that being said, if it's some gay man running around Florida making up a lie about me right now, I'm being lied on and scandalized again. If it's some lady running around saying that she did something to me or had sex with me, I'm being scandalized and lied on again. And I'm going to also include that by the 2nd of October, I was coughing a lot. And I immediately went to the emergency room after that, and I went to the urgent care. I got tested. They recently called me like a week ago and told me everything came back negative. And I gave them a description of what I've been through in the past. And they gave me a $0 charge for the medicine that they prescribed me, because they prescribed me something for my nose, because I told them, like, as soon as I got here, I felt sick and I didn't know what was wrong with me, yo. And they gave me this right here. You know what I'm saying? They gave me some amoxicillin, because I told them that it's like when I drink water, it feel like I'll be drinking glass, and I think I got strep throat. But it came back negative for strep throat. I got tested for strep throat also. Then I got tested for gonorrhea, chlamydia, HIV, herpes, hepatitis, syphilis, every damn thing. HSV 1 and 2. I got tested for everything, and it all came back negative, yo. But I also told them after the 29th of June, like a week after the 29th of June, I saw like a dark spot on my upper thigh. And I said, that don't look right, yo. And they told me that it could be like wingworm or something. And then they gave me some of this also. You know what I'm saying? And I told them, even when I was a kid, I never in my life got wingworm. Never. I told them that shit. I said, even when I was a kid, I never got wingworm. Never. So I was like, that's weird as hell. But they gave me some cream, and they said, well, I don't have any diseases or anything or any infections, but they said, like, it looked like it could possibly be wingworm. because I had a dark circle, like a mark on my upper thigh. Then it kind of like darkened up and grew a little bit since then. And they told me that like if it don't go away after that cream, then like come back and talk to them. But I still told them like something's still not right, because if I got wingworm, like at my auntie house, I want to know if something happened to me on the 29th of June. But I made the police report. I reached out to this place called Haven. They gave me a rape kit. I gave it to this place called Haven and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And they took pictures of me at that place called Haven also. A rape kit is basically an approval for the police to get involved if something possibly happened to you in your sleep. So I spoke on how when they took a picture of me, and the lady who took a picture of me probably saw like a surgical scar under my penis, because I got like a surgical scar when I got circumcised under my penis. And I spoke on how when this lady called me up, she possibly like watched the video that I recorded in the past, and she saw my surgical scar and probably remember when I like spoke on that surgical scar. I don't know. But she called me up, and she basically told me that her name was Madison, and she was just like doing a follow-up with me and asking me if everything was all right. And I told them that I reached out to the police. I gave that to them. I told them that I woke up on the 29th of June not feeling right, and I did everything I could do when it came to that. And that's what made me upset when they was telling me, oh, they said it was just no footage. It was no footage. And I'm like, look, I've been celibate since February 2022. This is me stating this on November 9th, 2025. I've been celibate since February 2022. I have not jacked off, willingly busted nut on purpose in 2 years now. Last time I jacked off and masturbated for real was November 2023. And the last time I smoked a drink was February 2023. So, with all of this being said, I told all of this to the doctor at the urgent care when I was here in Florida. Then they gave me all that medicine and stuff for free, because they understood the bullshit that I was going through, and they gave me like a free voucher for all of that. And I told them that, I said I never in my life had wingworm, yo. Even when I was a kid, even when I was around people that had wingworm. My cousin Will had wingworm back in the day. I still remember. There's no disrespect to that nigga now, but I remember I was around kids when I was younger, like a kid playing in the dirt and stuff, playing football, and I still never caught wingworm. So that just really made me mad as fuck, because I feel like, yo, if I find out somebody did something to me in my sleep, yo, I'll be feeling like I ain't letting that go. But look, the whole point that I'm making is I watched a video by this lady named Shantia, and she was talking about how your enemy got caught. Not only did they get caught, but they threw their gun. They threw their gun. And I remember Ryan sending me a message after I dropped him off in North Fort Myers. Like I said, this is either December 2016 or January 2017. And after I dropped him off, I picked this lady up that was standing around Cleveland, got in the car, found out it was a man. I said, get out, get the fuck out. I did not bust a nut. You know what I'm saying? I was like, get out. And then I came back to my, at the time that was my girlfriend Mona, and I was just talking to her about how I just dropped off this dude Ryan, and he was wilding, like he was out of it. And he sent me a text message like, throw your gun. So the reason I'm recording this video right now, because I'm thinking about that message that he had sent me, and I'm thinking like, if it's somebody making up a lie about me, if it's some transgender stalking me and making up a lie about me, making up some 10-year fucking lie about me, yo, because it's 2025. 2026 is literally in 2 months. If it's some fucking transgender, some gay man making up a lie about me for this long, that means it's a lot of people helping this faggot ass nigga out. It's a lot of people. And it ain't no doubt in my mind that it got to be somebody with a powerful position, somebody that's working for some type of a judicial side. If it's not that, it got to be somebody that just works for the side that specializes in like helping out the public. So it could be a therapist or a psychiatrist or a social worker. I know that for a fact, yo, because that's the only way somebody could get away with lying for that long, yo. Now, I don't know what all kind of shit that my ex-girlfriend Mona was doing when I was with her, but I do know for a fact that it was a lot of bullshit-ass messages that I was receiving when I was with her. A lot of falsified messages, meaning it was a whole bunch of people calling and texting my phone that I didn't recognize, and I left it all alone. So I'm just recording this video right now because I just thought about that. Like, that dude Ryan texted me back in the day, throw your gun. He was fucked up, though. He was fucked up. So what got me more upset than more than anything else is I moved to Cali after going through a bunch of bullshit in Carolina, a bunch of bullshit in Michigan, and I only stayed in Michigan for 2 weeks. Came to California July 12, 2024, and immediately people started lying on me. Immediately. Everybody started telling fucked up ass lies. Do you know how fucked up people gotta be for me to actually publicize, hey, I'm being framed, I'm being lied on, and I make it a public announcement, and then the same exact people who doing this shit sit back and watch me make that statement, and then they do it even more right in my face, and then just say all we got to do is pathologically lie to this nigga and just say, hey, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's exactly what the fuck was happening. People tried to make me look retarded when I started speaking on visions that I had of God talking to me. So when I started realizing that people was attacking not just me, but my family, and I realized that it's a possibility that I got family members that look like they've been cloned or something, I was like, God, keep my mom and my sister safe, healthy, and alive, deliver them from evil, because somebody could easily get a lookalike, hack my phone, act like me while they hacking my phone, act like my mom and my sisters, or just somebody else while they hacking my phone. Somebody can act like me and then be talking to some gay man. Somebody can act like me and be talking to some teenager, and then ruin my life even more. This is exactly why I made a video a couple days ago when I said my phone was glitching just a while ago, and I said if it's anybody already saying that they talking to me anywhere, I'm being lied on and I'm being framed. And if it's somebody saying that they've been impregnated by me lately, somebody let me know as soon as possible, because when I woke up on the 2nd of October of this year, 2025, I put up a live video on Facebook saying that I ejaculated sperm in my boxer shorts, yo. And I asked my mom, did anybody come in here? Did you let somebody in here? And I was about to be like, yo, did you try to do something to me in my sleep? I'm going to just be honest. So if it's somebody walking around like making up a lie about me, somebody let me know as soon as possible, because for a long time now, people that are a part of secret societies has been attacking me, and they don't look like they moving around in a secretive way. They're not going to walk around with a mask on like a ninja. They're not going to walk around with some type of a, uniform on that says they work for some, highly classified type of organization. It's going to be a regular old person walking down the street acting like that they just walking down the street, but they hacking my fucking phone while they walking down the street. So when I recorded that video just a couple days ago, and I looked out the window and I saw a couple people like standing across the street outside, I saw a couple like younger people standing, like a couple young ladies standing outside. I said, okay, that's normal. That's very normal. But I said, still, it being that my phone was glitching and stuff around that same time, I said, somebody let me know as soon as possible if it's a lot being sparked up about me, or if somebody saying something about me that's not true. Because somebody could already have possibly relied on somebody else to drug my food, get my sperm, take my sperm, inject themselves with it, and they'll be walking around saying that they've been impregnated by me, and it'd be a bold-faced lie. So I can talk the truth until the truth, you know what I'm saying, gets tired of being told. And people will literally say, yeah, I know you ain't had sex with her, but how did that lady's sperm get inside? How did your sperm get inside that lady if you ain't do anything with her? People will ask me that question. And then when I start speaking on like people putting sleeping pills in my food and waiting for me to go to sleep, and then taking my sperm while I'm unconscious and unresponsive, meaning even if somebody shake me, I wouldn't wake up. When I start making statements about that and saying that could happen to me, people be thinking that is a far-fetched statement. It's not. That's happened to me before, yo. So with all of this being said, I went to the emergency room like right after that, and I was basically telling them I don't feel good, I don't feel right. I woke up feeling kind of woozy one day, and I just want to stay on the safe side. So even though I got tested and everything came back negative, I'm still curious to figure out how the fuck did I have like a dark spot on my upper thigh? Where did that come from? And they said it's like a wingworm. It's wingworm or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. But how the fuck did I mess around and catch a wingworm? I wasn't doing anything like out the ordinary or doing anything nasty or disgusting or anything like that. And I told them I've been celibate since February 2022. Meaning the last time I went down on some lady, the last time I let somebody go down on me, the last time I penetrated anyone, the last time I have engaged in sex with a human being was February 2022. The last time that I smoked or drank or vaped, you know what I'm saying, or smoked tobacco or anything was February 2023. And I haven't jacked off, meaning I haven't masturbated in 2 whole years now. And I don't know what's going on with these celebrities. I said I reached out, to the Secret Service and never got a response. I reached out. I thought God was talking to me about her. I don't know what's going on, yo. What's for you is meant for you and only you. But I don't know what's going on with her. And I feel like God be talking to me about Lotto a lot also. You know what I'm saying? The most I said to her was, I feel like God talking to me about you. I send a message to Lotto before saying that. Like, I feel like God be talking to me about you. But I send a lot more messages to the Secret Service. I'm not gonna lie, because I just be trying to figure out what's all going on, yo. So, with all that being said right now, that's the reason why I recently put up the address of 2145 Canal Street, Apartment 3. And I put it up with like around the time when I moved in there, you know what I'm saying? Because my whereabouts began lied on for a very long time. I think it was people saying that I was driving back and forth to Michigan or letting somebody else come into my apartment that was from Michigan or some shit like that. Or there was, or I think a big lie, a big alliance got formed against me, or people was possibly using some gay man around Fort Myers, Florida, making up a lie about me. And I also want to say this: when I was in my mom gold Benz truck, I was on MLK one day. This was like May or June of 2016 when I first started working at the Pepsi warehouse. I picked up a prostitute around there, found out it was a man, and I said, "Get the fuck out." I was right around the corner from MLK Street, right around the corner from the Red Bones liquor store that sits on MLK, that's right down the street from the Pepsi warehouse. I said, "Get out," and that was it, yo. I said, "Get out," and that was it. When I found out it was a transgender, I was like, "Get out," and that was it. Never said anything else after that, never did anything. So for a long time, people have been reaching out to gay men and been telling gay men, "We'll give you some money if you lie on AJ. We were already relying on somebody else to put drugs in his food in the future. We go put something in his food, frame him and sabotage him, and then we go make him look bipolar by saying so when he come forth to say that he's not doing anything, we can pull out some footage and then make a mockery of him." And I'm also say this one more time: September or October of 2015, I dropped this one girl off named Stephanie Mimi at the Burger King, yo. And I bought her food, yo. I didn't have to buy her fucking food. That wasn't my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't fucking her. I just said, I was like, "You going to Burger King?" I was like, "Fuck it, I want some Burger King too." And then I bought her food. I promised myself that I would never even have sex with that girl, yo, to be honest. And I never had sex with her. But I was taking little baby sips from a cup. And when I pulled back up on 2145 Canal Street, apartment 3, I passed out. The last thing I remember was parking. And I completely passed out and woke up around like 11 a.m. the next day. You know what I'm saying? To the birds chirping, and my keys got stolen. And then like about 3 weeks later, my keys resurfaced. It was on the side of my apartment unit, sitting in the grass and the leaves. And I knew for a fact I didn't throw them over there. So I just assumed maybe somebody came and checked the girl and said, "Hey, get that nigga his keys back." You know what I'm saying? I think something like that happened. It was this dude named Henrik. Henrik was this white dude that was a landlord. And Henrik changed the locks on my door. And I already had an extra spare keys to my 2010 Impala. That's the car I was driving at the time. So, again, with all of this being said that I just stated, I don't know what's all going on, but at this point, what's for me is for me. I feel like I don't got to fight and keep on chasing what's for me, but it do frustrate the fuck out of me when I realize, like, yo, I reached out to the single sisters a bunch of times. I ain't not one time getting not one fucking response. And the most I ever said to Lotto was just, "Hey, I feel like God talking to me about you." But as far as reciprocation goes, I never had that with any celebrity. Meaning, if I ever spoke and then there was never a response back like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" It was never that, yo. But it has been times when I have sent YouTube links out in the past, but I never got a response. So I said before, I say again, if there is an ongoing conversation, a reciprocation of a conversation of people talking back and forth going on, and if there's a celebrity that's talking back and forth with me going on, it's not me. They talking to somebody that's using artificial intelligence to hack my phone and use my voice and possibly even my face and do video chats. Or they probably just hacking my phone and acting like me. Or also, if it's some gay man acting like they talking to me, I'm not talking to some gay man. I'm not talking to a transgender. I'm not talking to anybody in a flirtatious way back and forth. If it's some teenage girl running around saying she's talking to me, that's a bold-faced lie, yo. So it's a whole bunch of people working as a team making up lies. And some people don't even give a fuck about sacrificing their own kids to make up lies. Because there are some men out here who will actually tell their underage daughter, "Hey, make up a lie and say you talking to him. They're gonna give us X amount of dollars." There are actually women fucked up enough to actually sacrifice their own daughter and say, "Hey, say you talking to that man so we could accumulate some money." Sacrifice their own kid to make up a lie, to make it look like they're engaging in sex with me. That's why I immediately reached out to the cyber hacking agency when I realized people was doing that kind of stuff, because somebody can make up a bold-faced lie that could be obviously untrue, but then a week later somebody could put sleeping pills in my food when I'm not looking. I could eat some food, go to sleep, be completely unresponsive, meaning somebody could shake me, try to wake me up and everything, and I wouldn't wake up. They could jack me off. They could give me head, and then they could give me the ejaculate sperm, take my sperm, and then give it to somebody, and then give it to the same old lady that made up a lie about me. It don't necessarily even have to be somebody that's under age of 18. It could be a actual adult, somebody my age, making up a bold-faced lie. That can happen to me. And then I'll be saying I never did anything with that lady, but they hacked my phone with voice recognition, hacked my phone with face recognition, hacked my phone with text message recognition or whatever and stuff like that, texting 1,000 words per second, whatever device they got, and then they put 1,001 lies on one truth, and they probably took my sperm, gave it to somebody by raping me in my sleep, and then relied on that one act of rape, that one act of sexual assault, and then they try to justify every other lie after that. And even though everything will come out as untrue and a lie, they will still be like, well, how can you basically deny, you know, a kid, you know, that looked like you and that is like got the same DNA as you? You know what I'm saying? You can't deny that. So this is the type of shit that can happen to me. This is why I reached out to cyber hacking agencies a long time ago so this wouldn't happen, and I got ignored every time, yo. Man, look, in this real world, people don't give a fuck. They look at me, they say, you got some type of spiritual good connection with God, you black nigga, fuck you. That's what they say about me, yo. That's what a lot of people have said about me. And this is why this stuff has been ongoing for as long as it's been happening, yo. And I'm going to also say this one more time, because I made a video like a day ago talking about this gay dude that went to the same college that I went to back in the day, Becker College in Owasso, Michigan in 2008. That man was not a friend of mine. This dude named Wally was not a friend of mine. He was not an associate of mine. He was not somebody that I hung out with. That dude told me, I still remember this nigga told me a story one time about how he like died from drinking alcohol or something like that, and it had to be brought back to life. And he used to always walk around and use that as a sob story. Everything that he did, everything he talked about, he used to try to basically use it as a sob story. He used to literally blatantly try to disrespect me, and when I defended myself, he would tell everybody in the residence halls that he was being attacked for being gay, he was being attacked for being homosexual, and people are basically discriminating against him because he's a white homosexual man. So he would exercise his racism on people and then act like that he's the one in distress and he's the victim when people defend themselves, and basically give him exactly what he was dishing out to them. So he would literally disrespect people. When he got disrespected right back, he would say everybody bullying him because he's gay. So that dude stayed in the same dormitory that me and 7 other guys had stayed in, because it was 8 of us in one big dormitory. We shared the same living room, and it was bathrooms that we had to share in the kitchen and all of that. But the actual dorm that we slept in, that dude Wally was not my roommate. It was a skinny white dude named Blue that was my roommate, and before him it was this dude named Chris. That was my roommate, this white dude named Chris. That dude, Wally, was never my roommate. He had a roommate by the name of this dude named Kyle. Kyle was this dude that used to always be playing the guitar and shit all the time. I remember that. And that dude, Kyle, he had I still remember, he used to always play that Hulk Hogan song, and he had like a Superman sign like tatted on his chest. I still remember this, yo. Because me and D used to always be telling him to play that Hulk Hogan song. He used to play the guitar. That was Wally's roommate. So I think even that dude has made up a scandalous, bold-faced lie about me to this day, yo, for a long time now. If gay men has been getting protected and helped and pampered to basically lie on me is the way they've been lying on me, that means it is somebody in the judicial system helping them, yo. This is why I said, I got my Aunt Ethel told me she was an Eastern Star. There are people that are Masons and Eastern Stars that are police officers, yo, that are a part of this stuff, and they will literally, or they don't even have to be a police officer. They could be a social worker. They could work for a shelter. They could work for a law firm or something. They could work for Walmart Distribution Center or Pepsi or Coca-Cola that I used to work at back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They could work for all of these different places. So the point that I'm making is, the reason why I've been through so much bullshit in the past and everybody overlook it, it ain't because I'm young and I'm black. Well, it's not me being young and black and being a part of the 144,000 Israelites is not the only reason why. The main reason being is because I'm not a part of that brotherhood or that sisterhood. And I spoke up and I said, this is what's going on. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what's happening to me. And other people that was a part of it, instead of them looking at it like, okay, this man is being neglected and ignored and then basically antagonized and harassed by people, they chose to turn it into a situation of I went against some type of an oath and I attacked and I basically publicized something that I had no business publicizing. So instead of them looking at it like, yo, he been getting lied on for a very long time, people been attacking him and his family for a very long time, they just said, fuck him. It's 10:57 p.m. November 9th, 2025, yo. I've been dealing with this for a very long time. And it's not just Masons and Eastern Stars. It's people that are part of fraternities and sororities also, meaning somebody went to college back in the day, joined some type of fraternity or sorority, or somebody joined a gang. Or it could be somebody that's a white supremacist that joined some type of white supremacist group. And how would you know? They're not going to come forward to say that they racist. Or they're not going to come forward to say that they a part of some group that's racist. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to do that. So I've been dealing with groups for a long time making up lies about me. Groups for a long time trying to frame me and sabotage me. I got a lot of videos and pictures that I never uploaded to my ex-girlfriend, Mona St. Clair, yo. And it's not like I got like naked pictures. I had naked pictures and videos that I never uploaded also, but I got videos of her flirting with certain Jamaican dudes that she was having affairs with back in the days when she was going to the reggae parties. I never, ever, ever publicized that. Her flirting with other guys, a video of another dude flirting with her, I never publicized that because I said I'm not going to do it like that. One time, somebody called my phone with a Jamaican accent saying that they were the PCH crew or something like that. Public clearing houses or something like that. It's basically those people that make like a certain amount of $1,000 every week. And they told me that the headquarters was in Jamaica. And when they said 3, they didn't say 3, they said tree. They said tree. So I was like, yo, are you sure that like you're in I was like, are you sure that you from the US? He was like, yeah, but we basically want to help you out right now. You know what I'm saying? You just won $7 million a year for the rest of your life or something like that. They said some type of bullshit. It was a scam. This happened in the summertime of 2019, I think. It was a scam. And I basically was telling them, I got to see it to believe it. But I truly believe that it's a possibility. Around that same time, my family told me that my ex, Mona, was in Jamaica or something, and she ended up like getting like stranded in Jamaica or something like that. She got married to some dude or something like that. So I just assumed that maybe that was her or somebody that she knew that was doing that. Because around that same time, my family members told me that she got married and went off to Jamaica or some shit like that. That was when I got a call of somebody trying to scam me out of some money, telling me to get a green dot card or something like that, and then basically send some money out to them. I remember all of this shit. So a lot of lies been told on me, yo. A lot of lies. I'm about to get off this phone and put this shit up on YouTube, knowing good and motherfucking well the YouTube is hacked. I'm gonna still put this shit up on YouTube. And there's somebody trying to keep me away from who I'm meant to be with. Everybody that's offered to this secret society shit, they trying to cause confusion all day, every day. Whoever it is I'm meant to be with, everybody has been working as one fucked up asshole to make up a lie about me and cause confusion. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of acting like it don't happen. I'm sick of acting like it's not happening. People will literally walk down the street acting like they just regular old civilians walking down the street, or pedestrians walking down the street, or just a regular old person driving down the street. But what they doing is they all got this connection on their phone to where they trying to stay within 100 feet of me, and they hack my phone. And I got proof on my cell phone, on my social media accounts, on my YouTube showing how my fucking phone is hacked. And it's crazy that the shit's still hacked. So this is how I know a diversion is being put up on my phone, on my side. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being blocked away from the reality of social media. And while I'm being blocked away from the reality of somebody messaging someone else for a long time, this is bullshit, yo.